What's going on, guys? It's the Candle Boys here again, and we are going to be here again. It's our first video. Anyway,
it's our first day out here.
This
You know
is
what I'm saying?
crazy.
It's first day out.
We gotta start off right.
Yeah.
We're gonna be reviewing Ant-Man Quantumania. So this is gonna be everybody's favorite bug hero.
He's not my favorite bug hero.
What you mean, bro? Who's your
You
favorite?
got Spider-Man. You got Blue
Right.
Beetle.
Damn.
But who you got?
He's a hero. Look,
Yeah,
I'm not here to slander the man. We just try to watch the movie.
He's out here.
As far as like I've watched 2 of his movies though.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I've only seen Quantumania. That's how I know I don't really care about
He's
this
not
type
a
of movie.
believer.
But
He doesn't believe in the little man.
it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway,
he can go
man.
on both sides. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You can
you're
do
right.
this or this. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works.
That's all he got. But we gonna see what the movie was like though. We gonna check it out. So after watching that movie, man, like, what are your first impressions? Like, be honest.
First impressions.
Yeah.
Honestly, it wasn't that bad of a movie, like what I've heard from a lot of other people.
Okay.
But yes, I do believe that it could have been a lot better.
I could see that. I mean, I feel like I had a pretty solid plot, like a decent villain. But let's get into some more details. First, we're gonna start off with the characters in the movie. Now, to me, there was a lot of good characters, but as far as Ant-Man himself, I feel like there was definitely a lot of good moments there with him, just like as a dad, like just trying to make sure that his kid was straight, and I could really like resonate that. I mean, I don't have any kids, but like I could see where they were trying to go with that.
But see, that's the thing though. I think him having that father-daughter bond in the movie the whole time made it whack.
Damn.
Like I was here to see like.
You're here for the families?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was ready for some more action, you know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
Like,
but Kang brought it though.
Like he 100% did. I just don't think the family drama was too much for me. It was too much.
I could definitely see that because I could tell they were really scared to like hurt anybody in the movie because everybody in there was family.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Kang really like one of those villains.
Exactly.
He felt like he should have killed somebody. He was on some Thanos level.
Bro, I would have been like, okay,
actions.
if they would have like hit the daughter, like injured her for real, okay. Bro.
Hey yo, what the?
That would have changed.
Break their leg.
No, I'm just saying that would have changed the perspective. But they made it to where everybody coming out the right way and all that stuff. I ain't like all that.
There was definitely a lot of like MacGuffins coming out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Everybody low-key had a little thing up their sleeve.
Yeah.
Except for him.
Yeah. Jonathan Majors. Yeah.
Fire.
That man know what he doing. That's all I gotta say about him.
Yeah, he killed that. Now, next character I want to talk about. Boy, I cannot deal with how they handled this character. That's gonna be Murdoch, bro.
Okay.
Listen, couldn't do it.
I did enjoy that they brought him into like the MCU though.
Yeah, that was cool. But they massacred my boy, man.
Yeah, he did look a little wonky.
They made him look wild. Like they got all this CGI. Like there's a lot of really good CGI in that movie.
Yeah.
But they just, bro, they put him in like, I don't even know, the oldest possible like movie maker clip, and just says, that was cool enough.
I think they had the right idea though. I just didn't like how he became weak though.
Yeah, low key. I feel like Murdoch's supposed to be a little bit more of like his own. Like
he's supposed to be a gangster.
Yeah, he's supposed to be kind of about it.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, he was about it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. And the way they handled him at the end too.
No, bro.
It was like ironic and funny, but I was just like, damn, not Murdoch.
I feel like in this movie they tried to make people more funny on purpose.
I could definitely see that. Because, yeah, there were just a lot of times where even like Hank Pym, like he would try to pull off a joke, and I was like,
no, like I think
man, if you don't,
like some of the jokes, don't get me wrong, they were good, but like they were overdoing it. I think the one that really hit though was that broccoli dude, bro.
Hey, broccoli was smooth, bro.
The broccoli guy was smooth,
he
man.
Came through with the riz.
He said, "So what's your story?"
What's your story?
No, that was.
And
that
you
was
see him at the end of the movie.
Hardest part of the movie,
bro. Hey,
I don't care what y'all say.
I know
bro.
broccoli's not a main character, but after Kang, he might be top 2.
Bro, nah, we got to put him in the next movie, bro.
You know, another point that I don't really think it was a big issue. It's probably just me nitpicking. I didn't really like how they handled his daughter. Because in a lot of sense, like, obviously, like, the whole blip happened in the Marvel Universe. Everybody disappeared for 5 years. But, like, everybody disappeared for 5 years, and she just, like, turned into a teenager and somehow understands, like, quantum mechanics better than all the adults.
But listen,
That's a little crazy.
Here's my opinion on that. I haven't seen the first two. I wouldn't know the age gap. You know, I can't see the time skip because I didn't pay attention to any of the Ant-Man movies.
You're right.
Like I only went because it was the Kang Dynasty started.
No, I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I went.
So I definitely see where like that apathy comes from when it comes to like Ant-Man as a character. But I still feel like the movies themselves aren't really that bad. This is probably the best one, but I think that's also what kind of draws it back. And speaking of which, that's where we get into pacing. Now, how do you think the movie was paced? I mean, it was like, what, almost 3 hours long? Like 2.5 hours and some change?
Honestly, I think the pacing was not too bad. It didn't take too long to get to, like, some crazy stuff.
I get in my opinion. To get to like the main meat of the story.
Yeah, that's just my personal opinion. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I feel like they definitely spaced it out pretty well, but they spent a lot of time on a lot of issues that I was just sitting here like, there's not really a need to like waste that much more time on this scene. And in their defense, like on certain scenes, like for example, like when the grandma is talking to like her old fling. And he's over here describing all the great nights he had with her in front of homie.
I forgot about that. And the fact that he was just sitting there taking
that got me hot.
Why wasn't he asking any questions?
I was sitting next to my girl like, oh.
Listen.
Never happened to me.
I'm telling y'all right now. Listen. If your girl ever say some such things to you like that, y'all better check her. Y'all can't be doing this. And she said, you want to know what she said? It's been 30 years. I had my needs.
That was crazy.
I'm out of there. I'm gone. I know it's been 30 years, man.
All I'm going to say is, wouldn't let that happen to me, though. Because that was crazy.
Nah. Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me. We low-key almost had to stop talking. Like, if we could have paused it in the theater, we would have just paused that joint and had a whole discussion about it.
It was so bad to a point where, like, we kept looking at each other during that scene. Like people kept staring at each other for that one scene itself.
But to be honest, that was a good scene.
No, it was. It was great.
Funny. It was great. So awkward. It was actually good.
Yeah. I like how they put that in there, though.
As far as pacing goes, I would say it was good, not great. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I also feel like, which this is going to go more into the plot later on, but a little bit of the pacing just didn't make sense because they kind of built up Kang. They were like, this dude can literally do things that look like magic. Like, his technology is so ridiculous. Looks like magic. And then they didn't really get to flesh him out like fully when it came to his abilities.
I think he got shut down too early, in my opinion. I feel like just in like the comments and stuff, like he just looks like this unbeatable god, you know?
No facts.
And the fact that he got like
done in by a blob like that likes holes and
like it just
a ragtag armor. It didn't make sense to be taking him out.
I understand that it's plot armor and all that stuff, but if it was serious, he would have went out there and did it all by himself.
100%. Like he was supposed to be that guy.
Yeah, I was like.
So I mean, they did kind of explain a little bit that he got nerfed because he didn't have like the full powers of his ship and his suit, but. Still, I think he could have definitely handled it a little better. I did like the fact that even like towards the end of the movie, he actually went out and like did his thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he did.
And all his people was failing. He said, you know what? I'm going to just go out there and do what I got to do. So that was pretty tough. But I definitely feel you. So as far as pacing, I give it a good, what do you think?
I'm going to give it a 6.
A 6? All right, so I think my good is probably like a 7 or 8. So a 6, we're going to put that at 7.5.
Okay.
All right, we'll take it.
I'll take it.
All right, next up's going to be world building. And this is one of my favorites, especially in movies that are able to like land it. Movies or shows, like, I mean, when it comes to world building, like you think of shows like One Piece or Fullmetal Alchemist for me. I mean, there's like a lot of shows that really know how to just like build up the world and make it feel like everything's alive and everything has like consequences and things like affect different characters. And I feel like the MCU movies kind of have an easy way to make that work off rip just because all the movies kind of connect.
Yeah, they all connect, yeah.
All the characters are technically living in the same world, so I guess that kind of really helps going on. But as far as the actual like quantum realm in this movie, it felt like a rip off of Star Wars in the beginning. And it took me a while to get over that. Am I tripping?
Honestly, I did see the whole Star Wars vibe for sure. And a lot of the characters kind of look like Star Wars characters too.
That was throwing me off.
But I didn't. But one thing I will say about that though, I did like how they had to drink the little elixir and it changed their language though.
Yeah, that was a cool little like
So,
explanation.
but that was
there.
still like Star Wars related though. I don't know if you knew that,
Is it?
but that's definitely Star Wars related. So it's like
Damn. That's not helping.
I'm just saying.
Aside from that, when it comes to like the world building itself, the movie, if its job was to actually like discover and like explore the quantum realm, then I'd be really disappointed. But the whole
Yeah,
point of it was kind of to stop Kang from leaving.
yeah.
So I can't really like hate on them not really exploring the quantum realm that much. You just kind of get like little bits of clues, like especially when you see Jane interact with people.
Hmm.
It's like apparently like everybody, her homies or her enemies, in there. So she just kind of knew how to traverse the place. So that's kind of like the most you really get out of it.
Hmm.
But aside from like that beginning scene when they fall in there, I don't really feel like they tried to really build it up that well. And even
Hmm.
when they had to leave, they didn't really have to like figure out how to leave the way you would expect. They kind
Hmm.
of just pressed a button and got out.
Yeah.
So I feel like that kind of like ruined a little bit of that immersion of it being a hard to reach place
Hmm.
when they just literally got out the easiest possible way you could expect.
Yeah, and his the mom, like the grandma, she definitely like said like how much of the quantum realm they haven't even like discovered yet. And I feel
That's
that
true.
they could have like definitely like traveled through it a little bit more like in other areas. Like I know how they all were split up at one point, but like
True, true.
that wasn't even nowhere near all of it at all. Like
And
and
that's another thing too.
so
And I'm not sure they might have explained this in the movie, and you guys let us know down in the comments as well. But is it like one quantum realm for all the universes,
hmm.
or does each universe have a quantum realm? Because that's like another interesting thing. Because if that's something they're going to be building on in future movies when they visit, and it's just like only one spot that all the universes share, then I guess that makes it a bit more important and makes kind of the stakes of the movie make a little bit more sense. Because then
Hmm.
otherwise, it just feels like almost like a throwaway, even though it does set up the whole Kang and his dynasty and things of that nature. And speaking of which, I don't know if you got, I mean, you guys should know by now, but this is a spoiler review. We're not exactly like telling you exactly how the movie went, but at the same time, we're going to be delving into a lot of subjects, especially later on, that are going to essentially spoil the movie. But it's
So
been a while, so
spoiler
I'm
alert
assuming
if
that
you
y'all have
didn't.
watched it by now.
Yes, it's been a couple weeks, man.
Honestly. But as far as plot, I mean, not plot, world building goes, I would say it was like a solid 6 for me.
Uh, I'm not even gonna tell you my score.
You
It's
ready to
under
hear about?
5.
Damn. That's yeah. I'm not really mad at it. I think I can't give it under 5 because it's still in the MCU, so I feel like it still somehow connects to each other. But at the
Hmm.
same time, I do feel like this latest phase after like the whole Thanos era,
Hmm.
it's been like the most loosely connected I've seen the MCU in a minute.
I got different opinions on that one, my boy.
Alright, we'll get into that in a different video. But yeah, coming up next is gonna be the plot. Now, when I say the plot, I really just mean how the story was put together, how certain things ended up happening. If you agree with certain things, were there any
Hmm.
plot holes? Did you feel like they handled certain parts of the story a little bit better or worse than you expected? Did you want to start, or do you want me to start on this one?
I'm gonna let you handle it.
So, for the one thing I really didn't like about this movie that I think I was expecting to happen
Hmm.
was that there was no full threat of anyone actually dying. The only moment we really had where that could have happened would have been when Ant Man, spoiler alert, fought Kang at the very end. And honestly, if he had died to defeat him, this would have been one of the best movies I have ever seen because he died to save his family,
Hmm.
took out a literal conqueror of universes to do it, and he was getting his butt whooped like bad. I've almost like that was probably the bloodiest beating I've seen in the MCU since Thanos was really just murking everybody. So I
Hmm.
was really expecting that to pop off at some point, especially with just the way they were kind of building up Kang as this like world destroyer, multiple world destroyer. Like he's killed thousands of Scott Langs. Like he's killed so many different versions of the Avengers, he can't even remember their names anymore. You know what I'm saying? So like when you build him up like that, Like, I just expect there to be a little bit more of a threat of him and just what he's able to do. And even just some of the things that he would do when he was actually threatening characters in the beginning. It's almost like he just lost all his common sense and he was just like, you know what, I'm just going to shoot lasers. And I'm like, bro, he was like changing how people were like breathing. Like, he was really messing people up. Like, he was like using the force thing there on characters, and then after the fact, he was punching and shooting lasers. So I feel like they could definitely handle that a little better. Like, if he's gonna be nerfed, then like don't give him OD powers in the middle, and then like not let him use it in the end. But what do you think?
No, I totally agree with you on that sense too. But like, you obviously should have known that they were not gonna kill Ant-Man. There's no way, because I just don't think they would do something like that. And the reason why they didn't kill him is because of the side character that they did kill was that laser dude. If you forgot about that, you remember he had the little laser head, and
but he's not even a character.
But he's a side character. But my point is, they made him kind of like a mainstream on purpose in that area because that's who grew up with them and stuff. And then he died, right? And that was the only person that was a main person that
wasn't
died.
Likable enough to me though, right? Like all he talked about was torturing people. You know
Hey, he was funny though. He was funny and he got straight to the point.
But he wasn't funny in the same way as who's that rock guy from Thor? Korg? Korg? Okay. If Korg died, I'd be a little hurt because Korg he's really like the homie. He's also funny.
Well, we did think he did at first too, which is crazy.
That was wild. But he came back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but if they killed someone like Korg, like that actually I feel like would be more impactful than that guy. Because even though he was a little bit funny, he wasn't like. I think Vodok was a better side character than him, and they actually killed him.
That's fair.
Which is crazy. And he was like an antagonist or pseudo antagonist because he became an Avenger, but.
That was funny. He's like, "Yep, you're an Avenger."
I was so sick. I felt the cringe in that moment.
Hey, he at least he died as an Avenger, man. That's all I gotta say about
Something like that. But I just feel like out of all the ant people as well, like Grandpa's an Ant-Man, Thor's a Wasp, his daughter is an Ant Woman.
Too many people involved.
He's the worst ant person.
Too many people involved.
You could have killed him. There's literally 4 ant people.
Yeah. You know one gotta go.
Exactly. That's all I was saying.
One gotta go.
Somebody gotta die. I thought the daughter might have died. I thought King might have just snapped her neck real quick.
They weren't gonna get her either.
Exactly. Her contract is new. But I'm like, you could have killed Scott Lang. That would have hurt. I would have been like, dang, bro. Like the regular dude out of here got messed up. But he just took a couple punches and somehow won that. So I was like, well, there you go. There you go. But I don't know. I feel like other than like those kind of plot holes, the rest of the plot, since it was just kind of like a setup story, I think like the rest of the plot was just generally fine. It wasn't great in a lot of areas, but at the same time, it was enough to like get you to that next part of the story. Because obviously they're setting up like the Kang Dynasty, and those end credit scenes were fire. Like, I don't know if you guys ever watched the Loki show.
Yes, he's gonna be part of Loki, y'all. I don't know if y'all seen that. Spoiler once again.
Crazy. Like the setup for that is going to be so nice, and I like the Loki show a lot. The Loki show was actually really good, and just knowing that like all those characters are actually finally going to be interacting, and all the different Kangs from different universes that they showed in that trailer, bro. I think there was I saw like a Doctor Doom looking Kang, which is like wild because they haven't even shown like regular Doctor Doom, but they got a version of Kang that has Doctor Doom's armor on. Like,
no, but yeah, Loki and Kang together is gonna be crazy.
But other than that, man, let's plug it into the Candlemeter, man. Like, what do you think about the movie? What's the summary?
Candlemeter.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You guys haven't seen our Candlemeter yet, but here's how it goes. Okay, if it's a really great movie, we're gonna put it at the lit scale. That means that was fire, fuego. You could not miss on that. If it was just good, you know what I'm saying? Good but not great, then we're gonna call it wicked. You know what I'm saying? Because candles have a wick. But that's gonna be a wicked movie. That's a good score still. You know what I'm saying? If it was kind of bad, basura. You know what I'm saying? But not terrible, then we're gonna call it wax. Right? It's kind of like a play on whack. But if it's in the wax tier, like watch it at your own risk. If you're really into it, then go watch it. If you're not, I wouldn't even waste your money. And then we got the last one.
Which is my favorite.
Yeah, it's not even going on the meter, bro.
It's called dog water.
Don't even mess with that, bro.
If it's dog water, it means it was straight buns.
You might lose a brain cell, bro. Like, it's not it.
Don't waste time.
It's really not it.
Don't waste time.
I don't even know how else to say it. It's bad. like really bad.
Yeah. So don't let us rate you and call you a dog water.
Nah, don't.
You don't want that.
Don't send us a movie, especially if it's gonna be dog water, please. I mean, I know y'all gonna send it to us just because that's gonna be fun to see us react to it. But end of the day, yeah, we just have to plug it in. What do you think?
You want my answer?
Yeah, give it to me.
All right. I'm gonna put it in between Wicked and Wax. It's in the middle.
Okay. So you're gonna give it a 5 essentially. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's in the middle. So it's not quite Wicked, not quite Wax.
Yes. Yes.
I would give it for entertainment value that it had, Wicked.
Okay.
And that's just because end of the day, it may not have been the most like tightly woven movie, but it was really fun to watch. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come out of there feeling like, dang, like I fell asleep at some parts.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was engaging throughout the entire movie. It was decently well placed. The jokes were there, but at the same time, it had enough serious moments, and especially the moments with Kang, like they wasn't really joking. Like they would try to joke, and he would just slap the crap out of whoever was trying to joke with him and call it a day. So like I feel like it definitely held its own in that sense. So it was definitely a good watch. I wouldn't say it's a great watch, but it's a low Wicked for me. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it. If you guys have any recommendations for stuff that you guys want us to watch, definitely put it in the comments below. We do take recommendations unless y'all give us a bunch of crap, in which case we may stop doing that.
And we watch a lot of stuff. We watch a
lot of stuff, and we're pretty versatile. We do like watching a lot of anime movies. So just send it to us and we'll watch it. And don't put anything weird on there though, because we already know. And if you've already watched it, we'll just put a review up and we'll let you know how we liked it. You know what I'm saying? We might refresh ourselves on it if it's been a while. But other than that, that's been it. Thanks for watching our channel. Subscribe if you liked it, and we'll see you guys next time.